the tap is controlled to Drake, and it's almost knocked out of bounds. It is knocked out of bounds. It will go over to the Indiana State Sycamores, I believe. Nope. Yes, it is. Carl Nix, I was going to say, I thought it was knocked out by Krecklow, so Carl Nix will put it in play. Inbounded, backcourt to Steve Reed.
Well, they're zoning the out-of-bounds play.
Long one by Carl, right through the net. Now Indiana State putting on full court pressure, inbounds to Pop Wright. Rodney Pop Wright, a junior college transfer, guarded by Carl Nix right now. Now Miley's got Krecklow. That'll be an interesting matchup. There's a pass in the middle to Banks, almost knocked out of his hands. He throws a pass to Nelson, who shoots over Bird, missed it, into the hands, and a score by Pop Wright. That ties it at 2. 2-2. 19:20 left to play. We've just begun. Reed on the left-hand dribble. They try to trap him. They've triple-teamed him. They throw a cross-court pass to Bird. Bird with his hands on the ball now. On the dribble, over the head pass baseline to Carl. He penetrates, goes up, throws it back, and a foul is called. It was on one of the Drake players. We'll have to see who they call it. I think number 42, I believe. That would be Banks. Ernie Banks' first foul. They told us last year he was the son of Ernie, and it got all around. But as it turns out, he's no relation at all.
Not at all.
His dad was a great fan of Ernie Banks, and that's why he named him Ernie. Which, by the way, Carl started to shoot a 32-footer. Here's Reed to Nix, around the horn to Bird, bounce to center court to Nix. Carl on 2 dribbles. Right-hand pass, bounce to Bird on the right side, down low. A turnaround by Alex. There's going to be an air ball. They fight for the rebound. It's recovered by Rodney Wright. Pop Wright gets it. And we have a whistle, and foul is called. Let's see, they've stopped play. The foul is on Carl Nix, I think.
Yes, Carl Nix and Pop Wright were moving down the floor away from the ball together, and the official spotted some little activity between the two and called a foul on Carl Nix.
That's the first foul on Nix and the first team foul charged against Indiana State. The Drake Bulldogs tied with Indiana State 2-2, and backcourt with it, Nayron Monk. Monk takes Reed baseline. High dribble there, and an air ball, and we have a whistle to foul. It's going to be on Ernie Banks, I think, and that would be number 2 on Banks if it is called on him, and it is.
Right.
2 fouls on Ernie Banks. Indiana State will have the ball out of bounds. Inbounded to Larry Bird. Bird up center to Gilbert. Alex on the dribble, now off the dribble. Wheels a pass to Bird, lead pass to Reed, broken up by Krecklow and picked up by Nelson. So that's a turnover by the Sycamores, their first. Still tied at 2, a very slow start for both teams here. Right wing to Monk. Nelson backs in, throws to Banks, puts it up, not good, and a whistle, a foul. It's going to be, I think, on Steve Reed. It is on Reed. That's his first and the team's second.
Chad Nelson showing a little of the kinds of moves that he showed us last year. He got the ball inside and drove the baseline, spotted Ernie Banks open underneath, and got him the ball.
Banks shoots 55% from the foul line. Hits his first one for his first point, and that makes it 3-2 Drake. Banks is 31 out of 56 this season from the line. Has the second attempt coming. Missed that one. Rebound to Nelson, and a pushing off against Chad Nelson.
Yes, Chad went up with his hand in the small of the back of Larry Bird and was called for the foul.
That's the first foul on Nelson and the third team foul against the Drake Bulldogs. They lead it 3-2 with 18:14 left to play in the first half. Long pass up to Brad Miley, lost the handle, picks it back up, and now slows it down, hands to Steve Reed. They try to set it up. Number 25, Pop Wright, is guarding Larry Bird. Reed to Nix. Drake's man-to-man right now. On to Reed. In the corner to Bird. Pop Wright's right on top of him. Starts to shoot, now does shoot, and hits it. Larry's score as he got around Pop Wright, faked the pump, and then put it in from about 14 or 15 feet. That puts Indiana State up by 1, and the shot taken by Wright was not good, and Alex Gilbert clears. Outlet pass to Carl Nix. Looks for that lob pass. Throws to Miley in the corner. Back to Carl. Carl on the dribble. Spinning. Throws to Miley. on Nelson. Throws it back to Reed. Gets away from Reed, but he recovers it. Now Steve bounces to Miley again. Brad starts to shoot. Back to Nix. He's open from 18 and missed it. Up once by Bird. Off the glass again, that time by Banks. He batted the ball trying to get it. Went off his fingertips and went off the glass, and then he got the rebound after that.
Drake's strategy defensively was to play Bird very, very tough. Deny him the ball. And
we'll have a whistle and a foul on either Miley or Gilbert. We'll see which one. It's on Alex Gilbert. That's one on Alex, and that's the third team foul against Indiana State. 3 fouls called on one each, Gilbert, Nix, and Reed. 17 minutes left to play in the first half. Inbounded to Pop Wright. Nix is on him. Lobbed down low, broken up nicely by Reed as they double-teamed the man that time. Fronted number 12, Nayron Monk. But they couldn't hang on to the basketball, and it's out of bounds to Drake. Backcourt pass to Nelson, who can hit from the outside, by the way. Captain Hook, they call him. In the lane it goes, and it's lost momentarily by Banks. Then he throws that pass to Nelson. He's there, he's got it, and he's fouled by Miley.
Yes, Larry Bird was fronting Nelson. The ball came over both of them. Nelson picked it up. State did not get help from the weak side on that till too late.
Drake goes ahead 5-4 on that field goal by Chad Nelson, and a 55% free throw shooter steps to the line to try to convert a three-point play. Could put Drake up by 2, and it does. 3 points for Chad Nelson. 6-4. Drake with 16:42 left to play in the first half. Reed up court on a trotting dribble. Right wing pass to Bird. Cross court weak side to Gilbert. He's there down low, missed it. Bird has it. Larry is fouled from behind by number 25, Pop Wright, his first team's fourth.
Well, after Larry's pass, he just moved in. He saw the Sycamores were going to be able to get a shot off, and he moved toward the basket and got in there, got the rebound, got fouled.
Larry fouled in the act of shooting, gets a pair, shooting 84% from the foul line. Did not shoot well at Tulsa. They just had a down night. Larry's free throw is not good. It's 6-4 Drake with 16.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Larry's second shot is good. That's 3 for Larry. And a 6-5 Drake lead. Inbounded to Nayron Monk. Reed is on him. Throws a pass up court. Pop Wright, jump shot, and it's not good. Rebound to Carl Nix. Carl in the corner now, backpedals. Gets it up to Steve Reed, and they come to the offensive end to try to set up a score here and take the lead. They're trailing by 1. In the corner to Brad Miley. Push pass back to Carl. In the middle to Bird. A turnaround shot's good. Will not count. He's already fouled.
Well, Pop Wright used a little theatrics there and slipped back after that contact with Larry, and the official called the offensive foul, Larry Bird.
So Larry Bird commits his first foul and the team's 5th, and the ball is intercepted as Larry Bird set that one up, and something came on the floor, and they've got it back again, so that's a turnover. Right. Steve Reed at the left wing. Center court pass to Carl Nix. He turns, shovels the pass. Now Bird in the lane. Under to Miley. He's there. He missed it, but he's fouled by Banks, and that's 3 on Banks.
Yes, good inside passing by the Sycamores. In on the high post to Larry, and he wheeled right away and saw that Brad Miley's man was moving on him, too, so he got Bradley underneath, or Brad.
The leading rebounder is Chad Nelson with a 7.6 average. And 7.8. Ernie Banks is the leading rebounder. Nelson is second. The leader in assists is Monk with 75. Brad missed his first free throw and has another one coming. It's 6-5. And he missed the second one. Got his own. Bird got the rebound from 21 score. So they missed both free throws, but got the ball back, and Bird put them up by 1, 7-6, with 15:35 left in the first half. Cross-court pass to Pop Wright. Now they throw. He traveled as Steve Reed's defensive pressure there, along with Carl Nix, caused the turnover by Wright, and that's the second turnover by Drake. The Sycamores have turned it over twice.
Steve on his man, and good pressure away from the ball forced that turnover.
15:25 left. Reed bounces to Bird. Spinning. Now he throws the weak side pass to Gilbert, who has an easy layup and in.
Yes, that Larry reached way out, threw that pass right along the baseline to Carl.
Here's Krecklow, who hasn't had a shot yet. They throw to Chad Nelson, a 16-footer baseline short, not good. Rebound to Krecklow on the move, firing a 12-footer and scores. That's 2 for Krecklow, his first field goal.
Okay, if we can hold him to 1 shot and 1 basket every 5 minutes, we're doing well.
That'd be a sensational job, wouldn't it? 9-8, Indiana State by 1 now. Reed needs help, throws to Bird. Larry looks for the pass, throws it off to Nix. They set it up again. Carl on the dribble, heads up the lane, penetrates, and is fouled by number 15, number 12, Nayron Monk. That's his first. 16 fouls, so Indiana State the next time will go to the bonus. The Sycamores have committed 5 team fouls, 1 each on the starting 5. Gilbert in the corner. Over the head pass, center court to Reed. On to Bird. Bird takes a pick, shoots a long one, missed it. And the rebound, he's knocked to his feet. There's a breakaway to Pop Wright. He goes up, puts it up and in. That's 4 for Pop Wright, and that puts Drake on top by 1, 10-9, with 14:23 left to play in the first half.
Defensively, Drake has Chad Nelson, their big 6'11" boy, playing Brad Miley, and when Brad goes outside, Chad doesn't go, so in effect, he's zoning inside.
Good defense that time. They caused the turnover as they kept on Larry. There's Krecklow firing a long one, not good, and Carl Nix comes down with that one. Timeout. Nope, I think not timeout. It looked like, yes, it is. Yeah. It's going to be a timeout. It sure is. Bill Hodges wants a timeout. No changes in the line. Same 5. Reed with it, center court. Usually they've made changes by now. Miley under the Bird. He's there, and he got it. Get the assist that time to Miley. It's many times the other way around.
Yes, and that worked because Chad Nelson wouldn't go out with Brad, so he had time, and Larry got open in there.
11-10 Indiana State, 13:30 left to play in the first half. Backcourt Krecklow to Chad Nelson. He starts to shoot. Off the dribble, jump shot, not there. Gilbert has it and gets it out to Carl Nix. Carl backs into his man, then pumps up a 28-footer, and it's short, but he chases down his own rebound in the corner. That was a little too long. There's an interception, however, stepping out of bounds with Pop Wright. I think Carl was a little bit beyond his range that time. Bobby Heaton, the hero at New Mexico State, coming in. I imagine he'll get a... Since he does. Standing ovation for Bobby Heaton. Replaces Steve Reed. They're just applauding right now for his superhuman shot in New Mexico against the New Mexico State Aggies.
A hero in every sense of the word.
Bobby's trapped, now hands off to Carl. They've got Carl trapped, and a foul is called, I believe. It will be on Wayne Krecklow, I think. And yes. Carl Nix will go to the line.
Carl was trapped by the sideline and the 10-second line and with 2 Drake players, so he jumped high in the air, and the officials thought there was a little pushing going on with the jump.
They're in the bonus now. Carl Nix as Leroy Staley checks in for Brad Miley. That's a lineup change for the Sycamores. They lead by 1, and they're in the bonus with 13:05 left. Carl Nix at the foul line, shoots 66% from the line. Indiana State tonight, again, a tough night from the line, 1 out of 4. Carl with a 1-and-1 has a field goal which started the game. Missed the free throw. They're now 1 out of 5 for the night. Krecklow up court. Heaton's on him. Bounces a left side pass to Pop Wright. No basket. We have a foul called.
Wayne Krecklow drove to the lane and was guilty of charging after he passed off.
And that's his second personal foul. But it's a player control foul. That's why there'll be no foul shot taken. Indiana State still with a 1-point lead. Staley in the right wing. Center court to Bob Heaton. Carl Nix on the left side of the foul circle now. Baseline in the corner to Leroy. Penetrates, shoots, and a foul is called. It will be Chad Nelson or either Dave Johnson, who's in the game, from Oneida, Illinois.
Chad Nelson.
It's Chad Nelson who commits his second foul. And Leroy Staley at the line with a 1-and-1. Dave Johnson has replaced Ernie Banks in the lineup. Johnson, a 6'8 junior from Oneida, Illinois, 3.7 average for the season. Indiana State 1 out of 5 from the foul line, and now they're 1 out of 6 from the foul line. Just horrendous foul shooting. 11-10, Indiana State by just one with 12.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Carl Nix in the corner to Chad Nelson. Nelson off the dribble, center court to Dave Johnson. To Krecklow. Heaton's on him. Can't get a shot off. Throws to Rodney Wright. In the middle to Nelson. There's that hook. And it's around and out and back in again for Nelson's 5th point. And a 12-11 Drake lead with 12:08 left to play.
Well, you don't see many of those. A right-hand hook from about 12 feet.
Bird at the right wing. Off to Bob Heaton. Bird open. Pump fake. Now a jump shot. Not there. Rebound to Pop Wright. Indiana State just can't get anything to go right now. They are 5 out of 11, which is not that bad. Drake is 5 out of 12. Bounce pass baseline. There's Nelson with the hook. Round and out and in again. That's 7 for Chad Nelson. Now 14-11 Drake with 11:35 left. We're in the first half.
Indiana State is getting fairly decent shots, but no second shots. They're not getting the rebound.
Leroy Staley short, not good. Tipped up and in beautifully by Alex Gilbert.
And that's what they need to get on that offensive board.
14-13. Drake by one with 11:15 left. Nayron Monk drives, whips a pass off to Dave Johnson. Fans thought he may have traveled there. Monk again with it, open from 18 and missed it. Alex Gilbert has it. Outlet pass to Carl Nix. Sycamores will try to take the lead. Carl looks out of the corner of his eye for Larry Bird. Right side pass to Leroy from 19 and missed it this time. It's Dave Johnson that gets the rebound. So Staley is 0 for 2 from the line. Sycamores are 6 out of 14 now from the field and 1 out of 6 from the line. Cross-court pass, Nelson. He's been hot hands. Dave Johnson with it, center court to Pop Wright. Hands it off to Nayron Monk as Brad Miley will come back into the Indiana State lineup. Open is Krecklow, firing and missing. Rebound, Johnson, follow-up in. Now it's a 3-point Drake lead, 16-13 with 10:23 left to play in the first half. Drake playing inspired basketball at both ends, defensively and offensively.
They're hitting that offensive board pretty well, too.
Bobby Heaton with it. Whistle foul is called on number 25. That's Pop Wright's second foul. Bird will be at the foul line with a 1-and-1.
Well, Wright has the jab of guarding Larry Bird. He's trying to do a workmanlike job. He's overplaying him, and when you do that, you're going to catch some of those fouls. You just can't do it without reaching in now and then.
Larry is 1 out of 2 from the foul line tonight. Leroy Staley over to say a few words to Bill Hodges as Larry Bird steps to the free throw line. Has 8 points and is 2 out of 3. Makes it 16-14. Drake by 1 with 10:12 left in the half. Second free throw on its way. In the air. Down through for .9. And a timeout's called with 10:12 to play in the half. Now full court pressure. They get it up to Chad Nelson, who hands it back to Wayne Krecklow. Bobby Heaton picks him up. It's Heaton. Now Nix is out of the game getting a rest. They bounce across court to Pop Wright. Wright heads down the right side of the lane. Back pedals off the dribble in the middle. Nayron Monk knocked out of his hands but picked off by Nelson. There's a foul on Steve Reed as he fouled Nayron Monk. That's 2 on Steve, and that's 6 on the team. Now Indiana State's next foul will put Drake at the foul line with a bonus. Well,
Drake sent 6'3" Nayron Monk into the inside. He's being guarded by Steve Reed, and Steve had to foul him to get keep the ball from getting in there.
Right in the corner, center court. Now Johnson. Krecklow on the move, firing and scoring at the baseline from about 14 or 15 feet away, and that's 4 for Krecklow. If he gets hot, look out.
Right.
He can't put on much more of a show than Chuck Goslin did at New Mexico State, though.
What a shooting night he had.
Staley can't get the ball to Reed. Now needs some help. Lobs into Bobby Heaton. Heaton baseline, goes all the way under, puts it up, not good, and a jump ball is called. It will be Dave Johnson, 6'8", jumping against Bobby Heaton.
Well, Dave Johnson was underneath. Bobby Heaton on the dribble made a nice move into the basket, but Dave just held his hands up, and Bob came into him, and the officials called a jump ball.
Tipped over to Pop Wright. Up court come the Drake Bulldogs. They lead by 3 and by 5 as Pop Wright scores his 6th point. And now Drake's ahead 20-15 with 9:11 left to play in the first half. So the Bulldogs are really putting the fits to the Sycamores. Staley from 19 hits it. Leroy Staley with 2, 20-17. Indiana State down by 3 with 8:55 left. On the move. Shot is up. It is not there. Tipped up once by Johnson. Bird finally gets it, and he's fouled by Johnson.
Well, Indiana State, after that last timeout, changed the tempo a little bit by putting on the press, and this very often will get you moving in other ways, along with picking them up defensively.
Bobby Heaton and Leroy Staley, the super subs, are out, and the starters, Carl Nix and Alex Gilbert, are back in for Indiana State as Larry Bird walks to the foul line, sets up for a 1-and-1 and tries to get to double figures, and does. Looks as though he's taken a little arch off that free throw. Maybe I'm imagining it, but looks like it's not arching as much as it usually does. Now that one did, and he went right through.
The first one was flat. The trajectory was very low.
He's missed his first free throw, and now he's hit 5 straight and has 11 points. And Indiana State is back to within a point at 8:44 in the first half. Right side, Krecklow, blocked by Miley. Now he puts it up again and missed it, tipped up and in by Krecklow on a great follow-up.
Yes, he shot the ball and wormed his way in, got good position and tapped it in.
Krecklow is not a small guard. He's 6'4". 22-19. Drake by 3 now with 8:20 left to play in the half. Gilbert at the baseline. Back to Carl Nix. Over to Reed. Looks for Bird in the lane. Can't get it to him. Now throws it to Larry. Under to get Nix. He's there, and he's got it. He's fouled. It'll count. What a pass from Bird to Nix.
That's one of those. I think only one player on the floor even saw the cutback by Carl Nix, and that was Larry Bird, and it was a very, very tough pass, but he threaded it through there, about a 20, 25-foot pass right underneath.
Monk's foul is his second, and Carl Nix with a chance for a three-point play. Substitution number 14, Earl May, who's been playing. In fact, he started for them last year. 5'10" senior, Birmingham, Alabama, averages 3.7, 48% from the field, 46% from the line, as Carl Nix will try to tie it here. Carl missed his first free throw and missed another one. Well, the Sycamores are outside of Larry now, are just not scoring a thing from the line. In fact, everybody's missed all their foul shots except for Larry. Chad Nelson's shot, not good. Oh, just right in the right place was Pop Wright for an easy tip in. The ball rolled around. It was almost coming to the side, the weak side where Larry Bird was, but it came back to the strong side, and Wright was there for an easy tip in to put them up again by 3. Bird throws to Gilbert, lost the ball. Miley picks it up and scores. Gilbert lost it, but Miley found it on the floor and said, "Look what I have." That's the first 2 for Brad. That makes it 24-23, Indiana State with 7:27 left. May, and we'll have a foul, and it'll be a block on Krecklow, and that will be his third.
He set the screen for Earl May, but the official evidently called that he was moving as he said it, and the subsequent contact was charged to him.
That's 3 on Krecklow, 3 on Banks, 2 on Wright, 2 on Nelson, 2 on Monk. So Drake, with 7:25 left to play in the first half, could be in some foul problems before this game is over. But they're putting on good defensive pressure right now. Now they clear the ball up to Carl Nix. Carl is met at the timeline by Earl May. Indiana State shooting now 53% from the field, Drake 44%. Reed to Miley, back to Reed again. Indiana State could take the lead here. Here's Carl losing the ball, has it, throws it off to Gilbert. Good hustle by Carl. Lost it and almost goofed it up and then saved it. Under to Gilbert, and there's a slam dunk for Alex.
Yes, Steve Reed made a good move. He penetrated, and he penetrated deeply, and when they picked him up, he got the ball. A little more carefulness about the game and a little tougher.
Jeff Hill, 6'1" sophomore, Birmingham, Alabama, in the lineup, has replaced Nayron Monk. And they go to a four-corner, it looks like, Dwayne. Sycamores have not seen this. Creighton ran this well last year. Cross court to Jeff Hill. Hill is averaging 2 points a game, shoots 28% from the field, 57% from the line. Johnson, baseline shot, is good, hits the rim and bounces in. That for Johnson is his 4th point, and that puts Drake on top by 1, 26-25. They weren't using the four corner as a stalling tactic.
No,
I think it was an offensive pattern for them.
Keeping that center open.
Bird turnaround jump shot, not there, and no foul called, and a jump ball. As Bird collided with Hill and then Nix got into it, they finally call a jump ball between Nix and Hill.
Well, there was a pretty good collision between Bird and, who was that, Hill?
Hill, yes.
And the officials didn't call anything. Then the ball got loose, and everybody went after it. So it's a jump ball.
Carl Nix, 6'2", against Jeff Hill, 6'1", and I don't know how Hill jumps, but of course we know that Carl can really get up. Indiana State trails it by 1 with 6:05 left to play in the first half. It's been a tough game all the way. Carl taps it to Bird, lays it up left-handed, missed it. He just shoveled it up left-handed.
State used a deep tap to Larry. Good tactic.
Now they go back to the four corner. The man on the dribble now is Pop Wright. Then the man breaks the guard, Hill. May now as Reed falls down. He goes all the way under, throws to Nelson, who fires from the corner. Missed it. Rebound, turn around, Pop Wright off the glass and in. That's 10 for Wright. Now they go up by 3 again, 28-25.
Again, strong on the offensive board on the missed shot.
Rebounds. Drake has out-rebounded them 16-11.
Right.
So they've been doing a whale of a job on both boards. And that probably has been the reason for their lead. Here's Bird. Open from 9. Scores it. The foul is called, and the basket will count. The foul will be on Pop Wright. No, it's on Bird for a charge.
I think he called it on Larry.
Right. That's 13 for Larry. And the second foul on Larry. And Larry will go out for a rest. Bobby Heaton will come in. 5:18 left to play in the first half. Going to the foul line now, Chad Nelson, who is a 55% free throw shooter with a 1-and-1 situation. Nelson, a big fella, 6'11". He's a senior from Yankton, South Dakota. They have 2 seniors on this team as starters, Nelson and Krecklow. He missed it, and Miley takes it down. That's only the second free throw they've missed. The Sycamores have missed 1, 3, 5, 6. They've missed 6 tonight. 28-27. Drake by 1 with Nix. A long one by Carl. Pots it right through for his 6th.
Okay, he gets up in the air and releases that ball so quickly and so accurately. The defense didn't have a chance to even get a hand in his face.
There's a pass off in the middle to right. Short shot, and Carl Nix takes the air ball. Thing that impressed me about Goslin in New Mexico State, Dwayne, that he had such a quick release. He just got his hands in the ball, and it was gone.
I tell you, he sure does.
Reed losing it. Bobby Heaton picks it up. He throws it to Gilbert. He puts it in.
Sycamores found the handle. They had it kind of floating around there all the way through, but they knew who to get the ball to.
Alex is 8-point and a 3-point Sycamore lead. Nelson back to right, center court to Earl May. They're back in that four corner. May goes up the middle, lobs to Nelson. He's picked up by Gilbert, though. Now they break in the middle to right, shoots over Brad Miley too hard, stolen away by Johnson, but a foul will be called on Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson came in and swept ball, hand, and arm, too, and was called for the foul.
They're really getting into some serious foul problems. 3 on Banks, 2 on Wright, 2 on Nelson, 3 on Krecklow, 2 on Monk, and 2 on Johnson. We have 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the first half as number 12, Nayron Monk, comes back in for Pop Wright. Larry Bird getting a pretty good rest here in this first half. Looked at times just a little bit tired, possibly.
Well, the team, I don't think, after coming off that emotional week, it's pretty hard to get back and really play hard right from the start. I think they'll get in the game here and play well. Carl
Nix hits his first foul shot. Gives him 1 out of 3 and a 4-point lead, and his second one is not there. So he's 1 out of 4. 32-28, Indiana State by 4. Bounce pass to Dave Johnson, back out to the top. They work it around. Jeff Hill, Earl May, Nayron Monk, Chad Nelson, and Dave Johnson. Man breaking up the middle, Earl May. Back out to Nayron Monk at 3:45.
excuse me, Bob. After
That's
the
right.
initial possession, when they went in and scored off this, State's defense has adjusted to the four corner and doing a good job.
May is open. He missed it. Rebound. Foul on May.
Yeah.
That's his first.
In fact, overall, they have not gained a thing. They've lost 3 or 4 points, and now this foul with the four corner.
Bobby Heaton is out, and Larry Bird is back in as Larry gets a blow. At the foul line, Carl Nix. Leroy Staley will come in. Carl has a chance for a 1-and-1 as Brad Miley comes out, Leroy Staley in.
This is Carl's fourth. No, let's see. He's
yes, one out of 4. No, he's one out of 4, yeah.
Right.
Indiana State is 56.5% from the field, 42 for Drake. Sycamore's hitting great from the field, but can't score from the foul line. They do now with 8 points for Carl. He gets the bonus. Indiana State has only 2 players that have committed 2 fouls, Bird and Reed. Carl trying for his 9th and has it. Now he's getting on target.
Right.
He's 3 out of his last 4. 34-28. Now 6-point lead, and timeout's been called. We'll keep it right here. French Lick will be renamed Larry Bird Boulevard.
Is that right? Didn't hear that. That's great.
That will happen the 15th of this month. May takes Reed right to the baseline, comes back out. They're out of that four-corner offensive pattern now. Back to Jeff Hill, high post to Nelson, hands it right back to Hill on the run, doesn't shoot. Staley picked him up. Nix almost intercepted that pass out in the middle of the floor to Aaron Monk. There's a shot by Monk off the glass, not there. Gilbert comes down with it, clears a pass up to Staley, can't hang on to it. It's recovered by Jeff Hill, and a foul on Leroy Staley, I think.
Yes, that was kind of an alley-oop pass, and both went up. Leroy tried to recover to get a hold of it, but in the process grabbed the arm. Was called for the foul.
So Staley fouls, and that puts Drake at the foul line in the bonus situation with 2:59 remaining, 34-28 Indiana State. At the line, number 20, Jeff Hill. Hill shoots 57% from the line. Has his first point. Second free throw coming. And it's good. 2 for Hill. 34-30, Indiana State up by 4. Bird has 13, Miley 2, Gilbert 8, Nix 9, Staley 2. Long pass to Bird. There's a slap pass to Gilbert, or rather Staley, and he's got it.
Yes, Larry tapped that ball about 35 or 40 feet. A long tap pass to Leroy, put it in.
36-30. Right wing pass to Chad Nelson. Left side to May. Starts to shoot. Nelson drives. There's a little hook that is good. He's got that soft touch.
Yes, he likes to be on the move when he shoots, going to his right, or going to his left and using his right hand.
36-32. Indiana State by 2. There's Bird open, and the foul is called from behind on Jeff Hill. His first. Bird to the line with a 1-and-1. Larry missed his first, and then he's hit 5 straight, so he's 5 out of 6 from the line. And from the field tonight,
4 for 8.
4 for 8. Averaging 30.2 points a game, leads the nation. I believe he's moved into second spot in rebounding.
I understand that.
I think he just as soon or would lead in rebounding as he would in scoring. Missed his free throw. And it's still 36-32. Indiana State with a 4-point lead and exactly 2 left to play in the half. Monk almost lost it. Now he gets around Nix. Staley knocks it out of his hands and out of bounds. Leroy got a hand in there, got the ball, but slapped it out of bounds. Aaron Monk will put it in play. Backcourt pass to Chad Nelson. They're playing with what amounts to 3 guards. Hill, May, and Monk.
Indiana State doing a lot better job of pressuring now defensively.
Nelson missed that one. Bird has the rebound and gets it over to Steve Reed. Larry's not had a lot of rebounds tonight, or it doesn't appear that he has. Here's Carl, baseline, pressured, throws back to Reed with a minute and a half left. Leroy Staley over to Reed in the corner. Carl starts to shoot. Now he has it taken away, gets the ball back, shovels it under to Gilbert, and he can't hang on to it.
Carl takes that ball while he's in the air. He takes the ball up and then down and over here and back up again and then down and then passes it and just went through the hands of Alex.
Alex couldn't follow the ball.
No.
That's called follow the bouncing ball. There's Jeff Hill stepping out of bounds with a basketball. But apparently they figure he was forced out of bounds. That's the only call I figure, because his foot was out of bounds.
Carl Nix really made a steal of the ball, but he was touching the out of bounds line.
All right. And, Carl was. Okay. After he'd stolen the ball.
Made a good move.
Jeff Hill will put it in play for the Drake Bulldogs. Backcourt it goes to Dayron Monk. High post pass to Nelson. Double teamed. Open is Hill. Doesn't shoot. May will, a left-hander, right through. Earl May scores his first two. Makes it 36-34. Indiana State by 2 now with 49 seconds left to play in the game. Reed looks for Bird. Cross courts it to Carl. A long one about 27 feet. Not there. Bird taps it to Gilbert, and he slam dunked it. That was a tap, rebound, pass, I guess you'd call it.
That was a long rebound, and Larry went up. Could have had an excellent rebound and a shot from about 10 feet, but he saw Alex and tapped it down. Just a great play. 10
for Alex. There's the ball almost thrown away, and they do save it back to Dayron Monk. On to Earl May. Dave Johnson with it. Center court. Hill with 11 seconds left. They'll try to get one last shot. Nelson in the corner, a long one. Monk hits it, and with 4 seconds left, and Monk scores his first two, and Carl Nix throws a baseball-type pass. Has it with 2, and it's taken by Krecklow, who's going to start now. They're starting their original 5. Right side pass to Pop Right, down low to Banks. Shoots over Bird and missed it. Tipped up high by Nelson. Knocked out of bounds by one of the Indiana State players. Nelson that time looked as if he wanted to take charge and get a rebound.
Yes, he must have heard you up here saying that he hadn't been in there getting anything.
Inbounded to Pop Right. Lob center court to Krecklow. Krecklow in the corner, a long one by Monk, and he missed that one, and they get it back again. Krecklow from 18. He missed it. And another one, this time Banks. How many times do you get a chance to shoot?
Yes, well, they got on that offensive board again, got 2 or 3.
Did a great job in the offensive board. I don't think they've been noted to be that strong enough of a rebounding team this year, but they're doing a heck of a job with it tonight. It's tied at 38 now as Ernie Banks gets his first field goal of the game. Reed to the foul circle to Bird. In the lane, stole away, gets it back, turn around. No, throws to Miley, and he got the lay-in. You never know what Larry's going to do. Don't ever take your eyes off of Larry Bird.
No, he had a hard time getting the handle on that, but got just enough of it to get the ball to Brad Miley.
40-38, Indiana State by 2 again with 18:55 left to play. Bird breaks it away. He's got a breakaway, one-on-one, and lays it in over Krecklow for his 15th point.
An excellent move. Krecklow edged in front of him, and Larry just took the ball and made a 360, laid it in.
Dayron Monk with Indiana State up by 4. Nelson turning, shooting, missing into the hands of Alex Gilbert. Now the Sycamores lead by 4, and the fans cheer. They want some more action and more scoring. Reed works his way to the foul line. Bird is open. Takes a pump fake. Now a little short one is not good, and a whistle to foul is on Pop Right. And that will be his 3rd and the team's first.
Larry faked the shot initially, and Wright went for the fake, caused a little contact, no call, and then Larry moved in toward the basket, and Wright grabbed him from behind.
Larry is 5 out of 7 from the line tonight, has a chance to convert 2 here, and does for his first one, which gives him 16 points. He's averaging 30.2. the second free throw, and it's good. That's 17 for Larry. He's now 7 out of 9 from the line, 44-38, a 6-point advantage for Indiana State with 18-9 left. Quick pass to Krecklow, center court with it. Now they look like they're setting up that four-corner. He travels all the way under, not travels, but drives under, scores, and a foul on Brad Miley. Basket counts. Yes. That's his 8th point.
Trailing official right on the play called the basket good.
It's 2 on Miley. As Brad fouled, and a chance to get the 3 of those points that Larry Bird made a minute ago. He has a field goal and 2 free throws. But Krecklow can cut that lead to 3 here if he converts, and he's an 87% free throw shooter. Krecklow is 61 out of 70 and has it for his 9th point. It's 44-41, Indiana State by 3 with 18 left to play. Quickly up to Bird. Cross-court pass to Reed. He looks for Larry at the right wing. Now he goes in the lane. Under to Gilbert. He's there. He's got it. And again, Bird with that slap pass.
Yeah, it's a very, very good pass. I tell you, he spots his teammates underneath so well. I didn't see anyone open under there.
And we got a pretty good view. There's Reed just taking the ball right away from Nayron Monk as Indiana State leads it by 5. Bird looking, throwing. Gilbert there, missed it. Tipped once, not good, and Chad Nelson comes back. Now, Bird did not look at Gilbert, was looking in another direction and still got the ball to him. Got great peripheral vision.
Yes, he sensed he was there. He knew it.
46-41. They're back in that four-corner situation.
Yes, they're playing with an open center. No man in the middle.
Now Krecklow with it.
Sycamores, the last part of the first half, seemed to have solved that, and they were playing it defensively very, very well.
Now Krecklow in the middle. They bunch up right at the top of the foul circle pretty closely when Krecklow comes in the middle with it. Now he penetrates, lays it up, missed it, and Brad Miley comes down with it and gets it out to Steve Reed. Bounces to Carl. Carl 2-on-2. Scores from 16.
Sycamores brought that ball down very well on a fast break. Ended up with Carl Nix taking it in.
So Carl Nix hits his 11th point and puts Indiana State up by 7. Top right to Krecklow. In the middle of the floor to Nayron Monk. They take a pick, and he uses it and goes in and lays it in nicely, and a foul is called on Monk, I think, for a charge. The basket will count his 4th point and his 3rd foul.
And guess who was in good position underneath?
I couldn't imagine.
Taking the charge.
That's 3 on Monk, 3 on Krecklow, 3 on Wright, 3 on Banks, 2 on Nelson. 48-43, Indiana State, and stolen. That pressure cost him as Monk shoots and hits.
Yeah, there was just a little pass that went awry. The faking and the pass just didn't coordinate, and he threw it over his head. 48-45. Now Drake moves to within 3 with 16 minutes left to play in the game. Reed guarded by Krecklow. Fakes him, goes to the lane, throws to Bird. From 23, Larry scores his 19th. He's got a pretty quick release when he wants to also. Yes, Bob, too. Now, when he gets his 21st point, he's going to break Elgin Baylor's mark on the NCAA scoring list and will become the 11th highest.
Krecklow hands it in to Nelson, gives it back to Krecklow, sets the screen. He shoots and scores from about 18 or 19, and that's 11 for Krecklow. So he'll be the 11th leading scorer in NCAA college history.
Yes.
Bobby Heaton will come into the Indiana State lineup. Nix to Reed, to Nix from the top of the circle. Missed it. Bird has it. May put it in. Nope. Throws to Gilbert, and he is fouled, though, and that's going to be 4 on top right. It's on Wright or Banks. We'll see, but it'll be 4 on either one of them. It's on pop right, his 4th.
Yes, they'll miss him, too. He's been playing a pretty heads-up ball game here tonight.
So Larry could now move by Elgin Baylor in career points.
Right.
Dave Johnson is in, pop right out.
Wright signaled that he didn't want to come out, but Coach Ortigal decided he'd rather have him a little later than have him get that 4th foul, or 5th foul.
Larry was fouled in the act of shooting, now has his 20th. Coming up for his 21st Missed it. Gilbert's got it, puts it in. What a break for Indiana State there. That was a real break. Came around to the other side. Gilbert had it and had an easy lay-in for his 12. 53-47, Indiana State by 6, 15 left in the game. Johnson looks for Nelson. Bounces down to Chad. Stolen away, but we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Alex Gilbert.
Alex actually played that very well. Great defense. He came in on the baseline side and was just in good position to steal that pass.
Timeout's been called with 14:56. Inbounds to Dave Johnson. Larry Bird's on Johnson. Gets it over to Krecklow. Nix is on Krecklow. Now they pick for Krecklow. He fires it in. He's some shooter, isn't he?
He takes one dribble, gets behind a little screen. He doesn't need much and puts him up.
Screen, yes. And he does it well. There's Larry. He pops it through also.
And he does it well. He's 3 for 3 this half.
(55-49), Indiana State by 6. Pass off to Johnson in the corner. Right to Chad Nelson at the lane. Back to Ernie Banks shooting over Staley Short, and Steve Reed comes down with it. One of the smallest men on the floor. Reed on the dribble, penetrates, throws it back to Bird all alone from the foul line. Short. He had too much time.
No defensive man there.
14 minutes left in the game. 55-49. Nayron Monk to Banks. To Krecklow. Hey, Banks now with it. Up and in, but it will not count. A foul is on Banks, and that's his 4th. Guess who he fouled?
Well, I tell you, Larry had good position. It was a nice pass from Krecklow to Banks. Or, yes,
Banks, right.
And Banks just got his elbow in there a little bit. Called for it.
4 on Banks, 4 on Wright, 2 on Nelson, 3 on Krecklow, and 3 on Monk. 2 on Johnson. 55-49. Under to Staley. He's there, and guess who's throwing the ball?
Assist number 7 for Larry Bird tonight.
57-49, Indiana State by 8. 13:26, timeout. Drake downs it to Nelson. Back out to Nayron Monk. Monk hands to Krecklow. Uses the screen again and fires over Nelson's screen. Missed it, and Bird takes the rebound. With 13:08 left to play, Indiana State with a 8-point lead. Steve Reed in the corner. Miley from 9. Got it.
Had a little time, put a nice soft ball up there that bounced on the ring, up on the board, and then back on the ring and in.
Sycamores lead it by 10 now with 12:45 left in the game. Nayron Monk throws a quick pass and throws it away, and Carl had it, lost it, and Johnson tries to save it. It's out of bounds to Indiana State. That's another turnover.
Carl Nix with great effort caused Drake to lose the ball out of bounds.
Larry Bird's next field goal will make him, 10th in the NCAA. I guess maybe he hasn't passed.
Well, he has. This will move him back maybe past someone else.
Okay, yes. Inbound to Bird. He's open. He got it. That's 24 for Larry. Now he's 10th, apparently.
Well,
because he may pass a bunch quickly
right,
now.
yes. There might be many in there, because we did say one time he could get up there to that 4th or 5th spot.
Yes, right. There is a whistle and a foul. It'll be on Brad Miley. He and Nelson collided. Miley commits his 3rd foul. Brad's the only Sycamore with 3 fouls. Bird has 2, Gilbert 2, Reed 2. That's 3 on Miley, and that's the 3rd team foul against Indiana State this half. 4 team fouls against Drake. May have said Bradley, I don't know, but I meant Drake. I did. Inbounded to Krecklow. In center court with it. High lob to Nelson. Shooting a hook over Gilbert. In and out and in again. 11 for Nelson. That's the second Bulldog in double figures. Krecklow with 13, Nelson with 11. 61-51, Indiana State back to a 10-point lead with 11:45. Carl Nix with it. Gilbert hands to Reed. to Miley, to Carl, sets, fires, short, and Ernie Banks has it. Quick pass up court to Krecklow on the move. Now stops. Baseline. Nelson. Back to Banks. Lob, there's a shot by Banks. Not good, and Bird comes down with that one. Throws a long pass to Reed. He's open. Shoots a 5-foot jump shot. Good.
Yes, he took that.
Another fine assist for Blair.
Right, and took that ball under pressure. Steve Reed with a nice little shot.
63-51. Wright, who's back in the game, threw the pass to Banks, tried the shot, missed it. Bird got the rebound and fired it up to Reed, who scored. Nelson and Wright just bumped into each other. Right side pass to Banks, lobs it to Nelson. Fadeaway jump shot from 12 is good, and that's his 13th. Now Reed lost the ball, but it's out of bounds to Indiana State.
Drake tried to save it, but stepped on the line in doing so.
63-53, Indiana State with a 10-point lead with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. Reed on the left-hand dribble, comes across the center line. Fakes Krecklow, goes into the left side of the lane, throws a right side pass to Miley. Miley into Bird. Bird from 25, hits it. That's his 26th point.
Well, Indiana State has gotten a 12-point lead. Now, this will be the place to try to extend that if they could.
The crowd really getting with it now. Jump shot in the air, banked off the glass and in by Pop Wright for his 12th point. They have 3 men in double figures. Bird to Reed, up court with the basketball. Spins around his man, Krecklow. Now Reed goes baseline, intercepted by Earl May. That's the 7th turnover in the game, only the 2nd this half. Up the middle, fadeaway jump shot right, missed it. Bird with another rebound, hook pass up to Reed, 2-on-1. Here comes Reed. Reed looks, throws it to Gilbert, and the slam dunk, but it will not count. The foul was on Reed for a charge. That's 3 on Steve and 4 on the team.
Played that very well. The more Steve came in, of course, the easier he was able to kind of play between the two, and he stayed right in there until Steve ran over him.
14 fouls against Indiana State now, and 14 fouls against Drake in the second half, with Bobby Heaton in the lineup and Leroy Staley. Alex Gilbert and Brad Miley go to the bench to get some rest. Jeff Hill comes in for the Bulldogs. Quick pass to Nelson, a little hook shot, this time not there. Leroy Staley comes down, push pass out to Reed. Reed down the left side, heads to the top of the circle, fires from 24, and bangs it through.
Okay, I think we can just visibly note that the Sycamores have loosened up pretty well with both ends. Drake getting one shot, and the Sycamores shooting well at the other end.
67-55, Indiana State by 12 with 9:05 left. Underneath Banks, blocked by Staley. Reed to Heaton, throws it to Bird from 25, missed it, and a foul is called on Carl Nix. Carl commits foul number 2, the team's 5th. Well, the Sycamores had it going there. Great block by Staley. 67-55, 8:52 left in the game.
Yes, Banks had that ball and was wide open, but Leroy just came very quickly from quite a ways away and blocked that shot.
Miley is back in for Reed, so Carl will be the point guard. Bobby will play the swing spot. Jeff Hill throws in the corner. They lob it low to Nelson. Turnaround jump shot from 7 is good. That's 15 for Chad. He's averaging 14.8, 14.9 rather, so that's his average right there. Quick hook pass to Bird. Bird off to Miley, 2-on-2. Brad starts to go, gives it back to Larry. Larry heads to the baseline, now looks down low for Staley, into Miley. Brad gives to Bird on the move, jump shot from the foul line. Yeah, and he's fouled, it'll count!
Okay, Brad Miley with a nice little handoff pass to Larry Bird, who was right in at the free throw lane, under pressure, and went up, made the shot, and was fouled. A beautiful effort.
Unbelievable, and Pop Wright is fouled out.
No way
what
to stop
a great shot by Bird. How do you stop that?
You don't. Don't know of anyone that shoots better when he's under pressure, somebody hanging all over him.
So Larry has the chance for a three-point play here, and his 29th point if he converts with 8:21 left in the game.
Of course, from the field this half, Larry is 6 out of 7.
3 out of 4 from the foul line. How many rebounds this half?
Well, he has 9 total. He has 4 and 4 assists. He has a total of 8, and that's
unbelievable.
That's really dishing the ball off.
And he has his 29th point, and he's just about at his average. He's averaging 30.2. A little under his average for rebounds. Whistle and time for Drake. 18 left in the game. Indiana State 70, Drake 57. Bradley Saturday. May in backcourt to Krecklow on the move baseline. Bird stolen away and fouled him. That's 3 on Larry. 16 fouls against Indiana State.
Yes, just as Wayne Krecklow went up for his shot, Larry was trying to get that ball clean, but got right across the arms of Krecklow.
Larry Bird guarding Chad Nelson on the inbound pass. Back it goes to Nelson. Hands off to Jeff Hill. Takes it center court. Left side pass to Krecklow. Ernie Banks backs in on Staley, turns and shoots from 5. Missed it. Bird has the rebound, saves it. There's that long pass to Staley. Leroy goes up, scores! 8 fouled, it'll count. What a play by Staley.
Well, Leroy knew he couldn't go to the basket because the defensive man had position there. He just threw himself away from the basket toward the sideline and went up, made the shot, and drew the foul to boot.
Leroy with a chance for a three-point play, and that's the 4th foul on Earl Krecklow, or Wayne Krecklow. Showed
excellent body control with that.
Leroy's done that many occasions. Leroy could get his 9th point here, and does. Yeah, that's right. Statistician Don Weedle says, how's that 18 look now? He predicted an 18-point victory. I thought it'd be closer. Bounce back to May, but Sycamores are beginning to get into full gear right now. Here's May up the lane, throws to Nelson, batted away by Bird. Cleared up to Carl Nix, one-on-one. Carl goes down, lays it up. He missed it, but Bobby Heaton tipped it in.
Bobby Heaton trailing the play, took Carl's missed shot and tapped it right back in.
75-57 Indiana State. Nelson over Bird, yes. Chad Nelson with 17 now. 75-59. Heaton to Bird. Quick bounce up to Leroy on the move and traveled with it.
Got it caught against his leg and couldn't get it down on the dribble.
Timeout has been called. They're smooth if they do.
And have a lot of covenant.
6:58 left. Bounce pass right side, May. To Nelson. Over the head pass in the middle, and Bobby Heaton fouled, reaching in over Nayron Monk. That's Heaton's first foul. 7th team foul. They go to the bonus. Monk at the line shoots 83% from the foul line. Has the 1-and-1. They are 1 out of 1 from the line this half. The first half, they were 4 out of 5. Free throw is in and out. Not there. Gilbert fights for it and finally gets it. Great hustle by Alex Gilbert. Now Larry Bird's been rested again. We have Staley, Miley, Gilbert, Heaton, and Reed. Steve to Leroy. Back to Reed again. Up the lane, stops, and batted away as he tried the shot. There's a breakaway. That's intercepted by Miley, and Miley just puts the ball down on the floor and lets Leroy come up with it. Leroy says, you take it, Steve. They trap him, and a foul is called on Banks or May. Let's see. If it's Banks, that'll be his 5th. It is, and that's 5 on Banks. He's out.
Well,
yes, right. That's 5 on Banks.
After Steve Reed made the pass underneath that was stolen, Brad Miley very alertly picked the outlet pass off and got it back to Steve Reed, who was then fouled by one of the
Reed has 4 points, all in this half on 2 field goals, and has a chance for a A couple of more points here on free throws. Number 22 into the game, Eric Sampson, 6'5", sophomore, Gary, Indiana. Now, last year he played on Wabash Valley Junior College with Rich Nimchek and Eric Curry. So Curry and Nimchek both know this young man. Steve's free throw is in for point number 5. Larry Bird back into the lineup for Brad Miley. 76-59, 17-point lead for Indiana State. Steve Reed, second free throw, and it's right through. 6 to Reed. Sycamore's looking a lot more relaxed now. Right side pass on the wing to May, lobs it back to Nelson. Over to Krecklow. Sampson shooting, and he scores from about 16 or 17 feet away at the baseline, and that's 2 for Eric Sampson, who's averaging 2.4 games. Foul on May, and May will be charged with his second foul.
Steve Reed protecting that ball so very well. Seldom does he get himself in a position where he's going to turn the ball over.
Carl Nix is in for Alex Gilbert.
Alex had a very, very good ball game tonight. Played awfully well, I thought.
12 points for Alex. Carl Nix with 11, Larry Bird with 29, and Steve Reed with the possibility of scoring 8 if he converts on both free throws. Has 7 now. Good scoring from everybody. Steve, second free throw. Missed that. Comes down into the hands of Nayron Monk. Monk heads to the corner. Bird bats it away. However, it's saved by Monk. May shooting on the move from 16. Not there. Tipped up, not there. Bobby Heaton has the rebound. And a foul is called, I believe.
Yes.
Nope. Yeah. May, I think.
3 Drake players had Bobby Heaton surrounded, and one thing Bob didn't do, a lot of players might have just taken their elbows and started flailing in there,
yes.
and might have
been
called for the offensive foul.
Right.
He knew it was just a matter of time till one of them got a little contact with him, and the official was right on the play.
Bob Heaton with a 1-and-1. Bob has 4 points tonight on 2 field goals. An 81% free throw shooter. Short. Eric Sampson clears it out. 78-61. Sycamores by 17 with 5:34. Low and out the hands of Chad Nelson. Turnover. That's 12. Sycamores have turned the ball, according to our stats, only 3 times this half and only 8 in the game.
That's awfully good.
Breakaway, and Larry Bird started to go and then has changed his mind, but Carl had already thrown the pass that way. That was the 9th turnover.
That was going to be about a 50-foot pass, so if it started on its way.
Sampson into Chad Nelson with 5:23 left. Running, shooting, and missing, and a whistle and a foul. Maybe Krecklow. If it is, that would be Krecklow's 5th, if it is.
Well,
but it's on Indiana State. It's on Larry Bird, his 4th. Looks like they were pointing to Krecklow, but it's on Larry. With 5:18 left. Indiana State 78, Drake 61. Sampson hits his first free throw for his 3rd point. We'll try for point number 4 now. In the air. Missed it. Bird tapped it to Carl Nix. And let's see, Carl was standing out of bounds.
Yes. Well, he was trapped. He was trying to make the right play.
Backcourt pass to Chad Nelson. Right side to Krecklow. To May. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. Whips a pass to Sampson. To Nelson. Spinning. Shooting over Bird. Bird blocked out. We have a jump. No. Bobby Heaton gets away and muscled it. And finally a foul is called on Eric Sampson. Thought they were going to call a jump ball at first,
Right.
and just about that time, Bobby jerked it away, and then was fouled by Sampson.
He is extremely
he's
strong when he gets that ball underneath the boards, and very rugged. He can take a lot of abuse under there and still come out with the ball.
Bob Heaton is nothing out of 1 at the foul line tonight. Now he's 1 out of 2 and 5 points.
Those 15-foot shots ought to be fairly easy for him.
Alex Gilbert, Brad Miley in for Leroy Staley and Bob Heaton, but Heaton cannot come out now because he's at the foul line.
And he put it in. Now 80-62 Sycamores.
Bobby Heaton's second free throw gives him 6 points. There's a turnover by the Bulldogs. And Carl Nix will have it. Starts to throw it up court. Instead, bounces into Alex Gilbert. Alex had to read with 4:48, 80-62. Carl to Gilbert. Now they got 3-on-2. Into Bird. Bird around Nelson. He's fouled by Chad from behind, and that's his third.
The pass got a little behind Larry, but he got a hold of it. He looked almost like a halfback going to the basket, and Chad Nelson reached out and got some contact with him with his leg.
This would be his 30th point if he scores here. And has a chance to go to 31 if he hits his first one. Nayron Monk is out of the lineup, and Eric Sampson, or rather Jeff Hill, is in.
He's going for his 10th free throw. He has 9 for 12.
And missed it. 9 for 13.
Right.
80-62. Pass to the right side to Sampson. Lobbed into Chad Nelson, stolen by Bird. There's that long pass to Alex. He's there, and he has it.
Shades of Terry Bradshaw.
Right. Now, somebody throwing toilet paper on the floor, and I tell you, this is getting to be a bad situation. And the fans are, it's great to be, it's really great
to be enthusiastic,
but to throw things on the floor is not good. And Bill Hodges, I know, and I think he's going to mention it right here.
Yes, that paper could be so slippery.
And I think that should be said. We don't want to in any way to downgrade the fans, but I think the throwing things on the floor is not necessary. You can still yell and scream. Like Bill said the other day, he wants the fans to be positive. There's a foul called, and let's see, goaltending, I guess, right. The foul was on Miley, and goaltending on Gilbert.
Official thought the ball had reached its peak, and Gilbert hit it on the way down. Bill was putting his hands out about 3 feet and said that's all the farther it was from the shooter's
So Krecklow has his 15th point and hits his free throw for his 16th point. 82-65, Indiana State by 17 with over 4 minutes to go. Now Carl throws it inbounds to Miley. They pressure. Back to Miley again, up to Reed. Steve up court quickly. Krecklow's got to be careful now. Into Bird. And a foul on Chad Nelson.
Yeah, Steve Reed was very fortunate to see Larry under there. Got the ball to him. Chad coming from behind. Gave a little push.
Larry Bird with 29, trying for point 30. Missed his 30th point a moment ago. Just a tick over 4 minutes left in the game. Indiana State 82, Drake 65. This one he got. That's 30 for Larry. Trying for point number 31. I think he's now, 10 out of 14?
Yes.
And his point is good for 31. 88-65, Indiana State. Open, firing, shooting, and scoring. Number 20, Jeff Hill for his 4th point. 84 to 67. Ooh. There's a pass. And that time, Larry threw it a little too far.
Got a little too much power in that
that's the 11th turnover. 5 the first half, 6 this half.
Steve Reed breaking for the other end, but the pass was thrown well over his head. Had no chance.
Bill Hodges wants a timeout. Inbounded and a foul from behind on Alex Gilbert, and that's 3 on Alex. And at the foul line, Eric Sampson.
Well, Eric got inside position. Once he got it, Alex could do nothing.
50%.
Right, yeah.
2 shots for Eric Sampson. That ball ran around that ring for about 8 laps. 4 points for Sampson. And the second free throw is down in for 5 for Sampson. 84 to 69. Miley bounces in to Reed. Back to Miley again. Brad long pass to Gilbert. Gilbert pass back to Brad Miley. Bounces to Reed with 3:35 left. Larry from a long way out has his 33rd point.
That's the first one he's put up for quite some time.
Pass intercepted by Larry. Clears it over to Reed. Reed spins around his man and is fouled by either Hill or I think it's Jeff Hill. It is Hill, his second. Steve Reed with a 1-and-1 as Alex Gilbert is out and Leroy Staley is in. Steve's first free throw is good. 8 for Steve. If he had hit that other free throw, he'd be going for double figures, which I don't think he's been in double figures this year. Maybe he has, but that's 9 for Steve.
Well, I think you might be right. I read that somewhere.
Well, let's see. Yes, he got 10 against Ball State.
That's his high.
Okay. He could get his high if he sinks one more field goal. That'd give him 11. On the move, there's a pass handed away to Chad Nelson after it's being batted around. Now there's a layup not good, and we're going to have goaltending on Larry Bird.
I don't think he's telling the official he didn't touch it. He backed away from it, but he might have gotten a piece of it.
So Hill with his 6th point. Down low to Leroy, spinning and putting it up off the glass, not there. And I think that was on Krecklow. If it is, it would be his 5th.
Yep.
That's all for Wayne Krecklow. Finishes with 16 points. So Krecklow is gone along with Pop Wright and Ernie Banks. 88 to 71 at the free throw line. Leroy Staley, who has 9 points. Leroy could get to double figures. They could conceivably get 5 men in double figures. 41 is in the game. Mike Thorpe, 6'5" senior, Mason City, Iowa. Staley with 2 free throws.
Indiana State, averaging 88 points a game, is right on their average.
Yep. Leroy has 10 now. Becomes the 4th player to reach double figures. Gilbert, Nixon, Bird already there. Reed's got a shot at it. And 11 for Leroy. That's 90 to 71. 2:48 left in the game. Quick pass to Earl May. Bounces to Nelson. He's there for a little jumper in the baseline. Can't get it to go down. They fight for it. Jump ball, Thorpe and Heaton.
Bob Heaton and Larry Bird fighting with Thorpe and Nelson for the ball.
Thorpe is 6'5", so is Bird as Nimchek checks in for Larry Bird. Larry finishes with 33 points. Taps controlled to Nimchek. Rich up court with the ball. To Carl Nix. Nix penetrates, stops, fires from 18, hits it. 13 for Carl. 10,538, a new record. Long one, short by Hill. There's a 2-on-1 with Nimchek on the left side. Lost the handle, gets it back, puts it up, and missed it. They fight for the rebound. Chad Nelson comes down with it. Eric Curry will be coming in. And Sampson to Nelson. There's that hook. Missed it. Nix comes down. Has the rebound. Lost the ball out of bounds, but touched last by Eric Sampson. 1:52 left to play. Eric Curry is in for Leroy Staley. Tommy Crowder will be coming in.
Leroy getting a nice hand.
Or Bob Heaton.
Usual good game. Bobby Heaton.
Turner, Scotty Turner will come in. Rod McNelly will be going in shortly. Carl Nix comes up with it. Carl on the dribble, goes, stops at the foul line, shoots, and hits. 15 for Nix, 94-71. Ritter and Turner it'll be. There's Nelson muscling his way up, scoring and fouled by Eric Curry. That's 19 for Chad Nelson. And chance for a three-point play. Nix is out. Reed is out. McNelly is in, Ritter in. So they've got Crowder, Nimchek, Curry, Ritter, McNelly, and now Scott Turner will come in.
Well, Chad Nelson with 6'11" height and 240 pounds kind of stands out now with the group on the floor. Big and strong.
Tommy Crowder is coming out. Scotty Turner's going in. Now they have 12 players, and they're trying to get them all in. 13, I guess. 13 players, right. 1.5 minutes left. Nelson has his three-point play and his 20th point. Substitution. Tony Watson, 6'6" freshman from the Bronx, has replaced Chad Nelson. 94-74, Sycamores by 20. Bounced in and out of bounds and knocked away. Touched last by Rod McNelly. We still have 1.5 minutes left to play. Back it comes to Jeff Hill. Up the lane, pass off to May, open from 7, around and out, not good. Tipped up once, not good, and finally knocked out by Craig Stahl. He's also in the game for Drake, 6'8" junior, Palm Springs, California. Nelly to Nimchek, stolen by Stahl, but he can't hang on to it and goes out of bounds with it with 1:21 left. Up to Scotty Turner. Nimchek, they almost trapped him. Now he gets the ball deflected away, recovered by Thorpe, off the glass too hard, and a foul on Nimchek. That's his first. Last minute and 10 seconds. The seconds will take some time.
Right. Well, it's tough to come in a ball game cold and then be double teamed and pressed and still make everything look very clean and neat. It's pretty hard to do.
Fans are yelling, "We want Crowder." Tommy's going back into the game.
Well, I think
and replaces Nimchek.
Bob, I think the problem exists. Coach Hodges has his 7 starters. I call them. They play most of the game, and that leaves 6, and that's a number tough to get in at one time.
Free throw is good by Thorpe. Missed one and made one. 94-75. And a foul is called on number 20, Jeff Hill, his third. So Scott Turner goes to the foul line. Scotty is a freshman from Bedford, Indiana, averaging almost 3 points a game. 65 seconds left to play. Free throws up and good. 95-75. And his second one. And it's in. 96-75. Back to Hill. Fires a long one. Hits off the glass. Curry up to Ritter, and a foul on Eric Curry.
Yes, Eric's left hand and arm went out. We made the pass down the court with the right arm. The official called him for using the elbow.
At the line, Jeff Hill with the 1-1. Sycamores will be 21-0 in season play and 11-0 in conference play. Hill's first free throw is good. That's his 7th point. Has a chance for his 8th and scores it. 96-77. Bob Ritter up quickly with 52 seconds. Throws a pass that's deflected out of bounds with 47 seconds. Indiana State leads it by 19. Drake will be 13-7 on the season and 6-4 in conference play. No team will have less than 4 losses after tonight in the conference, of course, except for Indiana State. Curry from 12, missed it. Ritter up and missed it. Brought down by Hill and Drake. They're up court with a 3-on-2. Under to May, lays it up and in. That's 4 for Earl May. 96-79. McNelly shovels to Crowder, missed it. Tommy's got it again and muscled it in.
Okay.
98-79. Pass to Thorpe with 9 seconds. Long pass and out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. Sycamores will try to get 100 points here. Crowder, a long pass to Ritter with 4. Ritter, a 30-footer. Got it, and it's all over.
Had it in the air when the gun went off for the 100th point.